What's up, YouTube? Okay, today is part 3 of our how to make honey flavored hard cider. I've been so excited for this day. I woke up this morning, came straight down, started getting my stuff ready to make you guys this video. Okay, without any further ado, a lot of you might be wondering what this stuff is. So what this is my kegging system that I just got for Christmas. I'm going to be kegging my cider. You don't have to do this. So if you don't have a kegging system, I know they're expensive. You can just bottle your cider in regular bottles like you do beer or any other cider. The reason I chose to go with a kegging system is what we're going to be doing is we're going to be back sweetening the cider with honey. And when you add honey, the fermentation would start back up again and it would overpressurize your cider, or it would create bottle bombs, exploding the glass bottles that they were in. So we're not going to do that. We're going to add the honey. We're going to put in potassium metabisulfite, which we used in the first video, as you recall. This is going to stabilize our cider, so our cider can be sweet, but the fermentation won't start back up again because the potassium metabisulfite will kill off all the remaining yeast. This is going to allow us to have that sweet cider we're looking for, that honey taste. So I'm super excited. But don't worry, I'll be going over how to bottle a cider in just regular bottles, and the only difference is it's just not going to have as much of a honey flavor, and it's going to be just a little less sweet, so it's going to be more on the dry end. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is I'm going to be sanitizing all this equipment just like the first video, same steps. One important note is if you're doing bottles, make sure you sanitize and dry out all your bottles. Alright guys, so I pulled off the airlock here, and the next thing I'll be doing is I'm going to be racking our clear cider into just a mixing bucket where we're going to mix the potassium sorbate and honey. Okay, so we have our hydrometer here. What we're going to do is we're going to take the specific gravity so we know what our cider finished at. Alright, so it actually finished at 1.00, which is a very, very dry cider, so we're definitely going to be adding honey to this. Alright guys, so this is where our processes might differ a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to be kegging, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the potassium sorbate into this to stabilize it. That's going to kill all the yeast for me, and I don't have to worry about the fermentation starting again. And then I'll just add my honey. If you're bottling, I suggest you just Google how to bottle beer, how to bottle hard cider, and that will come up. Instead of priming sugar, you're going to want to use honey as priming sugar, and then you'll just put it into the bottle. If you're bottling, do not add potassium sorbate or potassium metabisulfite. Your cider will not carbonate. So, but don't add too much honey or you'll be doing honey bombs. So, I got my half teaspoon, and I'm just going to put it in here. I'm going to put 5 half teaspoons in. So I'm taking a cup of honey, I have a cup of water. I'm going to kind of boil them together to sanitize it, and then I'll determine by taste how much of this I want to add to the actual solution. So we're adding the honey mixture a half cup at a time until we get the desired taste we're looking for. Make sure you're sampling between each addition. Okay, so we have our sweetened cider. We're just racking it into our keg. So I've got the keg hooked up to the gas line and the regulator hooked in here. I'm actually going to be making a completely separate video on how to keg.